Good Saturday morning. Welcome to Buddy Saturday Sports Page. I'm your host, Tom Schmitz, along with J.J. LaSalva.
What's up, Tom?
Series tied 1-1, J.J., in the Eastern Conference Finals.
It's getting real good.
Miami Heat lose last night. What was it, 97-91, 97-93, something like that?
97-93, Tom.
LeBron James,
is awesome.
who won Game 1 with a game-ending layup, threw away Game 2, literally.
Yes.
He made two ill-advised, stupid, ridiculous, rookie, not even worthy of a college player, high school type bad passes to end Game 2. Does that about cover the passes?
Yeah. I mean, he drove to the basket, couldn't do anything.
And his kicks
Unlike
were not
Game
good.
1, no.
And his kicks were not good. Roy Hibbert, unconscious. Lurch is alive and breathing. The Adams family let Lurch go for a couple days. He's playing in the NBA Eastern Conference Finals. Had 30. What did he have? 30 last night.
19 in the first half. He was unguardable.
He scored 30 points. That's more points in one game. That's more points in that game than he had his entire career, counting Georgetown.
Listen, at least they sort of slowed him down in the second half. He was doing whatever he wanted.
In the first half, whatever he wanted.
Dunks, everything. LeBron had a big block with, I think, 8 minutes left from behind on Hibbert after he got an offensive rebound. And then the next time down the floor, got a jump ball out of him and ended up winning the jump ball. So you were thinking...
Well, the Heat won the jump ball. Hibbert's the one that hit it.
That's what I'm saying.
Hibbert's the one that hit the jump ball, but Ray Allen came down with it.
That's what I'm saying. They still won it, but the whole night, Indiana had a lead in the first half, basically. And the Heat kind of chipped away, and you always think, all right, they're close enough, they're going to win this game in the second half. They always do this. Gets to the second half, Indiana always lets them keep it close, but they keep scoring as well. Score for score, score for score. Finally, it's 88-84, I believe, after Bosch hits a three from the corner.
That rattles in.
And you're thinking, man,
It's
this
over.
is over, man. There's no way they're coming back from this. What do you know? There's about 3 minutes left. Indiana just keeps scoring.
Well, Stevenson came down and hit a big three right after Bosch hit that
Yes.
three. When they were down 4, then Stevenson comes down and hits a big three, and then they're only down by 1.
Stevenson, who struggled, but it seems like he always has one really big play. He had a couple last night. A layup he took all the way down. I think he only finished with 10 points. He's not exactly a high-scoring player on that team, but he's important. And David West hits a runner in the lane when the game's tied with like maybe a minute left, and you're thinking, oh man, they're going to win this game.
Then LeBron James just gives the game away.
I've never seen him have a worse 45 seconds in my life. He tried to throw it and get it to Ray Allen at the top of the key, and it ends up just hitting West, who wasn't even looking for the ball at all.
Just hit him in the back of the hand.
Exactly. And then the next time down the floor, he did basically the exact same thing. So, very awesome game. This is turning into an awesome series. I was dead wrong yesterday. I thought the Heat
You and I both. We thought they were going to roll.
Yeah. I thought they were going to be upset that Game 1 was even close. Now they're going back to Indiana, down a home game. So, let's see. This is going to be awesome. And I liked sort of the sportsmanship last night between LeBron and Paul George after George jams it in Birdman's face.
What should have been a foul on George,
Yeah,
because George, as he goes up for the slam, extends the left arm and elbows Birdman in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Okay?
But it was an awesome dunk.
What it is it's a poster hanging in Walmart in about 3 months.
Exactly. And then directly after that, he hits the free throw. LeBron goes down and hits a three
from
at the end of the third
32
quarter.
feet.
Yeah, it seemed like it was on the halfway mark.
And then they slap hands.
Yeah.
And
said, let's go.
I like at the end of it, Charles Barkley was like, after the post-game, show, Charles Barkley said, that's mad respect. Kenny DeJet Smith said, I got no respect for nobody when I'm on the floor. I ain't tapping nobody's hand.
I know. I like that either way. I could see what they're both saying.
But I agree with Kenny Smith.
Yeah, LeBron's usually not that kind of guy, though.
I agree with Kenny Smith. I show respect for you after the game, but during the game, I got nothing for you but hatred. Nothing.
I think it's LeBron saying, we'll give you one of these.
Yeah, well, see, and that just fueled that. What I like what Kenny Smith said. He said, I didn't show respect to Paul George. I told Paul George that LeBron thought he was on the same plane with him.
Yeah.
And nobody's on the same plane with
He's
LeBron.
not.
So don't let them think they are.
And somebody who really disappointed me in the first,
Ray
3 quarters.
Allen.
No, that's not who I was. In the first 3 quarters of the game, I'm thinking, man, Dwayne Wade is really playing well.
And then he disappeared in the fourth quarter.
0 points, did absolutely nothing, disappeared on the court. I think he's only got, like 2.5 quarters in him.
You know
basically.
what? You know what I saw last night, and it struck me last night midway through the third quarter, and it had never really struck me before. But it's because I don't watch a lot of NBA. But when West and Hibbert are out on the floor, or Hansborough and Hibbert, or Hansborough and West are out on the floor, Miami's small, bro.
Yeah,
they're a small basketball
Sometimes
team.
They're playing with 5 guards out there.
I mean, Bosch is not a big dude.
No, and he plays lately. He's been playing around the 3-point
right.
arc.
And then last night Battier was covering West, and Battier's a good 3 inches shorter than West. And
he's a great defender.
He is a great defender, but West is just a beast. That's a big dude.
And Hibbert in the first half really showed a big man can screw up Miami's game plan very easily. A very big man, 7'2".
They said that I was watching the game, and Marv Albert and Steve Kerr and Reggie Miller, who do a great call in the game, and Reggie Miller,
I don't think Reggie Miller does a great job.
You can't tell he's an Indiana homer. There's no way you can tell he's an Indiana Pacer homer. But Steve Kerr said, "Look what Hibbert has done. Hibbert has forced Eric Spoelstra to go with a lineup that all of them are crowding the 3-point line. They're not even trying to get in the paint. They're just out around the 3-point line, trying to outshoot Indiana."
Exactly, that's what they do. Because with Hibbert down there, they don't really have a guy that can score. And they don't have anybody that can guard him. Birdman's not a good center that can play the whole game.
No.
He's going to get in
He's
foul
got that
trouble.
motor. He's got that motor and come in quick.
Yeah, he's going to get in foul trouble, and he's going to give up a lot of 3-point plays probably.
You know the guy that isn't scared though. He got 5 fouls before the game was over last night. But Florida Gator Udonis Haslam, he'll get in there and mix it up.
That's his whole job.
Yeah,
just go down there.
They said he's 6 expendable fouls.
Yes, exactly. And if he gets 4 points for you, that's 4 more points than he thought.
But they had Joel Anthony in the game last night.
They tried
Mike Miller came off the bench for one big 3-pointer towards the end of the second half.
And then he hits it and
grabs his
like,
oblique.
I'm old.
Yeah.
I'm good for one play.
So what we're saying is we have a series here, folks.
Yes.
But we thought that last year, remember? Indiana was up 2-1. How'd that work out for them?
Indiana was up 2-1.
And this is an Indiana team that, what's real scary? You know what? And I've thought the Miami Heat were pretty much that there was no team that could beat them 4 games in a 7-game series. Heat fans, listen up. Be glad Danny Granger's hurt, because you can't handle the Pacers now.
I would love to see that.
Imagine if Danny Granger imagine if the Heat had to deal with Hibbert, Danny Granger, West, Stevenson, and George.
Hill as well.
And Hill coming off the bench.
No, Hill's a starter. Stevenson comes off the bench.
But imagine having to handle that 6. I think the Heat would be in trouble.
I think the Heat are in trouble right now.
I don't think they're in trouble. I think that there's probably a wake-up call. And LeBron said last night, it's on me. I made 2 terrible plays to end the ball game. I'm supposed to be the guy that takes over the game, and instead I gave Indiana the game. And he's right. There's also another series going on, but unlike the 1-1-1, the Memphis Grizzlies are not carrying the torch like you thought they would.
No, but they're always down, and they've been down in every single series, including 2-0 against the Clippers in.
Yeah, but remember,
round 1.
But then there's some injuries to the Clippers, and there was injuries to the Clippers.
The Spurs, they struggled to win Game 2. Had to go to overtime after a horrible, flagrant foul called on Tony Allen, which, by the way, he was fined $5,000 for yesterday. which he's probably thinking, okay, I'll take that. I mean, we had a chance to win in overtime because of that. But I think San Antonio's got this. It's going back to Memphis. They're going to win 1 or 2 out there. I just don't think the veteran Spurs are going to give up a 2-game series lead against a young team like the Grizzlies.
I don't believe so either. I think the Spurs are going to represent the West in the NBA Finals. And to be honest, I can't say with any certainty who's going to represent the East. I'd like to think it's the Heat because they're the better team, but after last night, I'm not. After the last 2 games, seeing how evenly they're played, I'm not real sure who the better team is.
They're going shot for shot.
I mean, they really are. It's mano a mano.
It's awesome.
Down the court. It really is. And Paul George is becoming a star right in front of us.
Before the playoffs started, I said he's the most underrated player in the NBA, or the player that nobody's heard of.
Because nobody got to watch
and now
Indiana.
Everybody's going to know who Paul George is.
Paul George is he's a freak. And he shoots. It's not just that he can drive the ball. He's got the teardrop. He's got the sweet jumper.
Yeah.
He can take you off the dribble.
Exactly. I saw him cross up LeBron last night. And he's having to guard LeBron.
That's the other thing. Not only is Paul George scoring, but he's having to guard LeBron. And somebody said, yeah, but how's he doing against LeBron? 30 and 36. That may be, but it's 1-1. That's all I can tell you. It's 1-1. Who we got on the line today? Umatilla, you called because I gave love to Udonis, didn't you? Come on now.
Oh, you right on, man. Oh, yeah, we've got a series now, but like I said, you say San Antonio, yeah, that's my... A couple weeks ago, I said them or Golden State would lead there, in Miami. I think Miami will be fine, there. It might go it might go 6 there, 7, I guess, there, Tom.
Steve, 97 days.
Yeah, man.
97 days till Will Muschamp and the boys take the field again.
Yeah, I'm ready for it, man. It's been 2 years. I've been up there in the swamp, man. You know it, Tom, man.
Yeah, you didn't get to go last season, did you?
Yeah, the first year in about 20 years, I didn't have season tickets, Tom. You know it there. Chance to get some there. I think I'll just get them out there with the commoners this year, man. I think I'll round up some there. I'm looking forward to that. Maybe going down there with JJ at a Miami game, man.
Already got tickets.
Yeah, I look around and get one. Maybe go down there. Oh, Lord, it's going to be Lord, that'd be nice. Noon start down there.
JJ's not looking forward to it,
no,
Steve.
Noon start means we got to be up at 6 drinking early, Steve.
Oh man, Tom, you ain't got nothing to do. I've heard you run great. Oh, we got some bands down here tonight. Beef O'Brady's is rocking and rolling. You're invited down. I'll buy you a diet soda, man.
I am on a diet, Steve, so I may take you up on that offer. Oh, wait. Kansas and Night Ranger at Silver Springs tonight. I'm going to that.
Oh, you go hang out with the big boys tonight.
Kansas and Night Ranger. I got to go over there for that.
Oh, I bet the scenery will be nice out there tonight, won't it?
I bet some of the scenery will be nice, Steve, and some of the scenery will be scary.
Well, I'll let you go, man. I love hearing y'all on there, man. You need more out there, especially in the fall, man. Go Gators, man.
All right, Steve. Umatilla Steve, a star in his own right.
He's
We're going to take a break.
We need more airtime.
We do. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we can't. Will Muschamp big times this show all the time. Do you know who doesn't? Jimbo Fisher, the head coach of the Florida State Seminoles. He stopped by Buddy's sports page when we were out at the Country Club of Ocala. We'll have that interview with Jimbo Fisher next on Buddy's sports page, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin for WinStar Medical Research. Every day we hear another story about innovation or about the cutting edge of technology taking place right here in Ocala. The power plant, IHMC, Ocala 489. But did you know that important medical research is also being conducted here that will impact hundreds of thousands of people in the country someday? Maybe you've heard the name WinStar, but like so many others, perhaps you didn't realize WinStar Medical Research is one of the top facilities of its kind anywhere in the U.S. There are important studies being conducted by a highly qualified team of medical experts at WinStar impacting decisions of major pharmaceutical companies and bringing new drugs to market. And you can be a part of these studies, as so many local people are right now. WinStar has conducted more than 500 studies since its inception and would like to extend an opportunity to you to be a part of these. Call 877-629-5800 or 352-629-5800 if you'd like to know more. WinStar Medical Research, locally owned and operated in beautiful downtown Ocala. WinStar, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on. Call your good neighbor's State Farm agent today, Angie Lewis, at 294-2444.
Hurricane season is upon us. WOCA and Sunbelt Rentals wants you to be prepared. Sunbelt Rentals has the equipment to help, like air nailers, aerial lifts, chainsaws, chippers, and stump grinders. They have light towers, skid steer loaders, and generators, just to name a few. Sometimes you might need a little help cleaning up afterwards. Sunbelt has the equipment you need, like dehumidifiers, pumps, sewer snakes, wet dry vacs, floor dryers, carpet equipment, and more. And right now is the time to get it done, with 2 special offers just for WOCA listeners. If you rent Friday after 3 p.m. and return it Monday before 9 a.m., you will only be charged for 1 day. Plus, just by mentioning WOCA, you get 25% off your rental. You heard right, not 5 or 10, but 25% off your rental just by mentioning that you heard it here on WOCA. But you better hurry, this is a limited time offer. Visit Sunbelt today on Highway 27, just half mile east of I-75. Give them a call at 369-9101 or visit them on the web, sunbelt.com.
WOCA, Ocala.
So I'm just gonna sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away.
Back on Buddy's sports page. I'm just looking over. We started talking about schedules in the Miami-Florida game. It will be on ESPN, a noon kickoff. That really helps JJ out. There's 2 games this year that I cannot even think Florida – one game I can't pull for Florida, and one game I can't get Florida to cover. The opening game, Florida's playing Toledo. Toledo's my go-to when in the pick.
It's your gambling team.
It is. I can't go against Toledo. And then November 23rd.
Florida never covers those first couple games anyway.
Then Saturday, November 23rd, sad day in the Schmitz household. There'll be a loss that day. But I will not be pulling for the Florida Gators that day, as the Georgia Southern Eagles will be in town collecting a check.
So you say a loss. Let's rewind last season, all right? When Louisiana Lafayette goes into the swamp and has to somehow miraculously give the game to Florida on a punt block or something.
Lafayette would beat Georgia Southern, though. That's
you
the
think
thing.
so?
Oh, yeah. Georgia Southern, 1AA school.
Not anymore.
They are this year. Next year they will not be. They're moving to the Sun Belt Conference. Okay,
that's something.
I have no delusions of grandeur. Georgia Southern's still a whipping boy for legitimate 1A schools.
But the fact that they can go to bowl games is cool.
It is hey, give me a reason to go drink at a Georgia Southern game. I'm just telling you.
That's cool.
Jimbo Fisher stopped by the Marion County Seminole Booster Club golf outing that was held at Country Club Ocala. Jimbo Fisher, Al Dunlap, big booster for big supporter of the Florida State program. Mickey Andrews, defensive coordinator at Florida State. I mean, they really turned out for this event. And Jimbo Fisher was very kind to Buddy Martin and the Voice of Ocala when he stopped by. And not only did he just stop by and give the cursory, 10 minutes on the radio that a coach will give, Jimbo hung out for 45 minutes.
and he knows this is like a Gator place.
Yeah, and he would have stayed longer if Buddy could have kept him there for the whole hour and 45 minutes.
We had to get Mickey on there, though.
We had to get other people on the radio. So We don't have the whole 45-minute interview, but here's just about 12 minutes of what Jimbo Fisher and Buddy talked about earlier this week.
Welcome back to the Best of the Voice of Ocala. Here's an interview Buddy has with Florida State football coach Jimbo Fisher talking about the upcoming season and some of his opinions on the BCS.
The head coach of the Florida State Seminoles is here with us, Mr. Jimbo Fisher. Coach Fisher, a pleasure to have you on the program for the first time.
It's my pleasure to be on the program.
And glad you could make it here and spend some time with Seminole fans here. And I know you're already thinking about the fact that you got 100 days till football is funny.
See, we trying to run this down and say spring recruiting's over, we get a break. Everybody else is ready to get up to 100 days. But you know something? Usually at this time of year, you kind of trying to unwind, get a little break, and then get going again. But I'm really looking forward to the season. I like our team and get some young guys. I'm very anxious to watch play, and I'm very anxious for the season. At 100 days, I think will go very quickly.
I have a lot of questions for you about that.
Go right ahead.
And I want to first ask you about your shoulder, though. Your golf game is not much these days because of you're on the IR.
Exactly. Well, I think I just faked it because I know I play with Al, and Al's so good that he embarrasses me, so I'm embarrassed to play with it.
So you have an excuse.
I did. I got those old football injuries now, and they're starting to add up. It's getting to that age when they told me it would be coming, so it's not too much fun right till I get it fixed.
We're going to hear from Al here in a minute, and I know he's been a blessing to the program.
Tremendous.
Very generous and a big supporter, of course, of the Seminoles, and we're going to talk to him in just a minute as well. But let's talk about you. I've looked at the preseason rankings. I know they don't mean anything, but fans like to, have an idea. And, rankings are probably overrated all the way around. It only counts when you get to the playoffs and whatever. But FSU is in the top 15 of most polls and whatever. I know you got a new quarterback. You got two new quarterbacks, actually.
Yeah.
And you got rid of one, I say rid meaning in a very good way, lost one in E.J. Manuel.
Yeah.
Who wound up surprisingly being a first-round draft pick. Let's start with E.J. Manuel.
Mm-hmm.
And were you, let's face it, E.J. has got a lot of talent. And he plays some great games for you, but really, he wasn't the guy I expected to be a first-round quarterback. Did you expect him to be drafted the first round?
Yeah, I did. I called him between 15 and 25.
Did you really?
Yes, I did. He has the size, the name, the game. He has good arm talent. He understands ball. We run a pro system, so he understands blitzes, hots. A lot of the ball that's being played today doesn't equate into pro football. And E.J. was very good at that, and he understands the game. You go back, guy was 25-6 as a starter, completed over 66% of his passes in his career, threw for almost 8,000 yards, threw for 50 touchdowns, and was the second quarterback in the history of NCAA to win 4 bowl games. So, he won his first ACC title. So, and the games he started in the last 2 years, we were 21-3, and he started and finished. So, EJ's got a lot to his game. Everybody has a little tweak or something that people say you could get better at, but and his size and what goes on, his mind, I think he'll play well. He'll do well in the NFL.
What do you make of his comment, which I guess he meant no harm by it, saying that the playbook at the Buffalo Bills was easier than Florida State?
He's only been in the first 3 days of camp.
He's going to have the whole playbook.
Yeah, exactly. You get the basis of it. But wait till he gets it off. But we do. We do run a very sophisticated system. It's a pro system. That's why when he says, like they said, when they set him down in the room to talk to him, it was like they'd had him for 5 years. So the things he's been asked to do, he's already done that in college. So that's one of the parts of our system we're proud of, that we get guys ready to play in the NFL, and it makes the transition that much easier.
And you gave each a little bit more latitude in switching in the line of scrimmage.
Oh, he had a lot. He called probably 60, 70, almost probably 85% of the stuff. He had the ability to change off, check, change, protection, go to the ability in plays to throw to different receivers. He had full control of the line of scrimmage.
Obviously, Buffalo saw something in him.
They did.
So that's a big thing. Let's talk about your other quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. Jamie Winston, and let's don't forget Jacob Coker is still around there.
Jacob Coker is a great young player. See, he went through 3 quarters of spring with a broke foot. See, Jake's about 6'5", 230, can throw the heck out of it. Both are NFL-type guys, big-time NFL guys. Great arm talent, can run, has leadership, understands the offense, and I think will make a great run. He's going to be a heck of a player. Jameis, exceptional player, 6'4", 225, runs probably 4'5", 4.55, can really run. Both those guys can run.
I saw a replay in baseball, where Winston picked up the ball in right field, and he threw a rope to third base and threw the guy, and I went, wow. I didn't realize who it was at first.
Yeah.
And I realized that's Jimbo Fisher's quarterback. Talk about his arm strength.
It is tremendous arm strength. He's a great athlete. He's a tremendous balanced body control guy, can run, but he's a guy that can just, his hands and arm, he can let it go, and he's accurate.
I mean, even when he throws a baseball, he pitches great. He throws great. That's the thing about some guys are throwers, but he's a pitcher in baseball, and he's a passer in football, not just a thrower. He has great arm strength, but he has tremendous hand talent. He's very accurate with it also.
Well, so right now, your 3D roster has Winston at the number one position, but you're going to open it up for Coker?
Oh, yeah, Winston and Coker are right there. They're going to make sure they go through summer and go through fall camp and battle right there and get a full, healthy Coker. I'm telling you, he's a heck of a player, too, and we're very blessed to have him. And then Sean McGuire behind them guys, who I'm very high on also, too.
And you got a little bit of a rebuilding job to do some places along the line, but your football team playing in an expanded ACC now. You got some new teams on there. You open up at Pitt, and you get to
a very tough road opener.
And you got Syracuse at home later in the year, right? So that's a little more,
more difficult to people, right? Yeah. And you think about our team. I give you an amazing statement. I didn't realize this really until about 3 or 4 weeks ago. We had 11 guys drafted, most in the country.
I saw that.
Had 14 guys signed contracts, but we have more junior and senior starters this year than we had last year.
Really?
Yes.
That was a fault. I thought you had less.
No, see, people didn't realize our whole offense last year was we started 8 sophomores. Rashad Green's just going to be a junior. The entire offensive line is just going to be juniors, except for Stork, a senior. Tight end O'Leary just going to be a junior. Freeman and Wilder just going to be juniors. Then you got Benjamin as a sophomore. You still got Greg Denton, those seniors there, and then the quarterbacks. But we're still we played a lot of sophomores and freshmen the last couple of years. So and on defense, the guys that come in and filled in with, even though we lost the 2 inside D tackles, Timmy Jernigan from Lake City,
remember him well,
and McAllister, they had more tackles than sacks than the 2 guys that left for the NFL. And you get Dan Hicks back over there. 2 of the 3 linebackers are back, 3 of the 4 secondary. And then we got a guy from right here, P.J. Williams from right here in Ocala, who I think the sky's the limit for.
Really?
I think
just a freshman, though, Coach.
Oh, he's going. He played in spring. He can play. Ronald Darby and those guys. There's a great group of those guys. Tyler Hunter just going to be a junior. We got a great group of those guys. We feel very good about our football team.
You like your defense a lot, don't you?
I like both. I like our offense and our defense.
With their young quarterback.
Oh, yeah. Because think about what a quarterback's job. What people don't realize. All right, they're new and they do their job. But what happens to young quarterbacks is when you have other young players around who don't do their job, then he has to make up for them. We're going through with the entire offensive line coming back, all the receivers and all the backs, and then the tight end. So he's the only new guy on it. So as far as that, their abilities, now they can just take care of themselves. The other guys are going to do what's right around him, and that's going to make that job so much easier.
He didn't have to win all the games.
No, because he's going to have great experience around him.
Well, your recruiting class went well.
Yep.
Things went well there. As I said, you're playing in an expanded ACC format, and get a pretty good guy helping you out on some of the facilities around here, too. And I'd say he's been very generous so far.
He's been exceptionally generous.
And I bet you could probably call a ball play for you if you needed it.
I'll let him call one. He can have one. But Al and his wife Judy have been tremendous what they've done for our program and allowed us to progress and grow and see the future. And, you know, it's going to allow us to get such more stability in how we practice the things we do, improve our players, our player development. Now, people don't realize how much this indoor facility, not only tracking recruits, because a lot of people talk about that, but our player development and the ability to practice and have that facility. I mean, it's going to put Florida State and just keep pushing it forward to the top.
And we're going to talk to him in just a minute. I want to ask you a question. Wouldn't Florida State like to be Florida's team, the state of Florida? I mean,
I thought we were.
You might be other parts of certain parts of the panhandle, but wouldn't you like? The door's a little bit open. It's fragmented. You got UCF, you got USF, you got Miami, you got those teams down, and it's not like it used to be, where it was basically just the big three, and Florida had a big hunk of it. So my point is that there's bigger pieces out there for Florida State to pick up fans in places. I think. Am I wrong about that?
No, I think if people respect your program and what you do, and as you keep winning and doing things with class and dignity. For instance, I give you, you don't see our guys in the paper for the wrong reason. Knock on wood, we got good guys on our team, and they conduct themselves well. Our graduation rates in the last 3 years have been 84, 92, and 87%. So we're not only winning games, we're winning championships on the verge of hopefully in another national championship or two, but we're representing the university and doing great in basketball. Kids are getting education, they're graduating, they're conducting themselves right, and everything's going well. And if you do things with class and dignity and have success, people want to be a part of that, and people will follow. And that's hopefully what we're doing, and we'll keep growing that Florida State nation.
And you're recruiting down here in this area too, a bit, right?
Yes, I can't get specific. I'm not allowed to.
No, I know that. But I mean, who's the coach?
Randy Sanders comes.
Oh, Randy Sanders.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
long time guy. Very good offensive mind.
Yes,
and you've had a coach change. a lot of coaches. Talk about your staff changes. You had quite a few.
Really excited about it because it's a lot of guys I've coached with in the past, had a lot of ties with, have a lot of the same philosophies. And that's one of the reasons we were able to transition in recruiting so well. They come in because, when you come in, sometimes you got to coach your coaches, how you want things done. Well, these guys have been with me. They know what I want. They know how I come, our same philosophy. They were able to hit that ground running and made a huge difference. Jeremy Pruitt is a defensive coordinator, tremendous guy I've known for a long time, came from Alabama. Sal Sinceri and I coached together at LSU in different places. He's been all over the NFL, tremendous recruiter and defensive end coach. Charles Kelly, he started out coaching when I was at Auburn. He was a GA for us. Now, Charles and I have been together and talked and been friends for a tremendous amount of time. On offense, getting Randy Sanders. Randy and I have been going against each other when we were in the SEC all those years, banging back and forth. Jay Graham, tremendous player, tremendous recruiter, great guy there. And Tim Brewster brings in a lot of head coaching experience, been at the University of Minnesota, coaching the NFL, was with Mack Brown for years at North Carolina and Texas, great recruiter. So, coaching our tight ends. So, and all those guys have national championship rings. All those guys have been, and that you say, well, they've been in the battles. They've been in the fire, recruiting, coaching, the in and outs of everyday work and how things are done. And it's a tremendous staff who recruits well, but has a great amount of knowledge and has been very successful.
I'm very enthusiastic about it. People are intrigued by what coaches say. I was fortunate enough when I was working on the book at that other school to actually listen on the headset one night what goes on. And it's quite interesting conversation that goes on. But it sounds sometimes chaotic, but by the same token, there's always a voice there somewhere, a calming influence, and that's when the head man has to step in at a certain time and say, no, we're going to do this. We're not going to throw deep. We're going to run the ball or whatever.
Exactly
There's
right.
a lot of talk about the communication on headset.
It is. It is quite. If you didn't, you just picked it up and you might think it's chaos, but it's controlled chaos. There's a purpose to it, and everyone has an agenda. It's what it is. Like if you're a play caller or thing, you're trying to get as much information to the guy who's making decisions as you possibly can within a short, a 30-second window between plays. So there's a lot of things that have to be decided on. And you got to get that information. You got to be able to listen sometimes to one or two people at a time. But you got to be careful to have too many people talk because then it does become chaos and you can't get it done. But it's controlled chaos, and like I say, there's some interesting conversations that go on during a game sometimes. It can be, as you know, if you listen to it, it can be. Some games are extremely calm and smooth. Other games become chaotic, and sometimes it's the easiest games that sometimes the most chaos comes.
Isn't that something? And the thing about it is, you got the upstairs crew, the downstairs crew.
Yeah.
You got the guy talking to the players.
Yeah.
You got to say, what do you see up there? The guy says, he covered two.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get the play call in time to get to the quarterback.
Exactly. Make sure the signal guy heard your play right. He says, huh?
Yeah.
You got to repeat all that again.
Yeah. It is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But it's part of the game, isn't it? All right, I want to ask you about this. You have to answer it now. When you come back, after the break, we'll talk about it, about ratings and rankings and the new playoff system, which we're going to have now, a little different one in 2 years, if you're in favor of the new plan, or +1, as they call it. And also about...
That was Coach Jimbo Fisher, the Florida State Seminoles. That last bit there, buddy, was going to give him a chance to talk about rankings, and he's old school. He doesn't think that he wants to go back to human rankings, no computer rankings, and he doesn't believe that a ranking should even come out until week 5.
I like that.
I like that a lot. The eyeball test, that's what he said.
But that's not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen. He likes the eye test, not computers. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, the NFL, HGH. We'll tell you about that. Plus, is Miguel Cabrera the best baseball player on the planet? We'll discuss that. Plus, we'll bring you up to date on where Ted Potter is at the Colonial. All that on Buddy Saturday Sports page on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. I want to tell you about a conversation I had recently with General Manager Pat Murray on the great family atmosphere at Country Club of Ocala.
It's a family-first club. Again, we have any number of different types of memberships, but obviously the one that attracts the greatest level of interest is our family. And the reason for that is we have a little something for everybody. We obviously have a world-class golf course. We have 7 tennis courts here for all levels of tennis players. We have a junior Olympic-sized swimming pool. We have a fitness center that's second to none. And we have state-of-the-art equipment in our fitness center.
Country Club of Ocala, where the facilities are all a family would ever need. For more information, call today at 352-237-6644. That's 352-237-6644. Country Club of Ocala, proud sponsor of Monday's Gator Report and Gator Talk Thursday right here on The Source.
Hello, I'm Dawn Lovell, lead event designer and owner at Party Time Rentals. Have you ever wondered what it takes to make an event spectacular? Well, look no further. It's what we do every day. Whether you're hosting an intimate dinner for 10 or a gala for thousands, at Party Time Rentals, we find just the right style and elegance to make your event a success. Our extensive inventory of the finest in chandeliers, tents, crystal, china, and specialty items is featured in our fabulous showroom. Stop by and say hello. It's a great way to get ideas for an event and experience for yourself how you can make your party time special.
Party Time Rentals, located on Southwest 10th Street, just off Route 200 in Ocala, and off Southwest 34th Street in Gainesville. For more information, call 352-629-8858. That's 352-629-8858. The party begins at Party Time.
Howdy, folks. RL here to invite you to Dairy Queen for a great new meal. Dairy Queen's now serving 3 different $5 meals. Hot dogs with chili, cheese, slaw, whatever. Quarter pound with cheese, loaded up any way you like it. Solid filet chicken tenders. And each meal comes with fries, a drink, and a sundae for only $5. You got that right. Nobody beats that deal. A great value and a great meal. So come on down to Dairy Queen at Silver Springs, where they always treat you like kings and queens.
This is a public notice. Local residents can now save thousands of dollars on their next car, truck, or SUV. It's not a tent sale, because no tent is big enough to hold this many cars. It's OcalaForSale.com. Say goodbye to sticker shock. OcalaForSale.com has thousands of vehicles with no stickers at all. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting less proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
We're back on Buddy Saturday Sports Page. I'm your host, Tom Schmitz, joined by J.J. LaSelva. The NFL, J.J., and the NFL submitted a new proposal on testing for human growth hormones to the Players Union. League and Union sources, NFL.com, citing League and Union sources, reports the latest proposal removed the prospect of game day testing, but called for testing to start immediately. Under those conditions, samples will be taken and the results will be stored until a baseline standard for testing is reached by the World Anti-Doping Agency. A union source told NFL.com the union would prefer to delay taking samples until a baseline is established. According to the report, the NFLPA passed the details of the latest proposal to player reps this week and is working on a counter-proposal. The NFL has not received feedback from the union yet on that proposal that they submitted. What do you make of that report, JJ?
I don't even know what you just read. I don't even know.
The NFL thinks that testing should start immediately. And that game day testing, they wanted game day testing. And they said, we'll take game day testing off the board. But we want to start testing immediately, and we'll hold all those samples until a baseline can be established. But once that baseline's established, then we're going to go back and evaluate all those samples, and we will retroactively suspend people at all if those samples are dirty.
All right.
They want to start testing now before they even come up
with that.
Yeah, but they want to start taking samples now
before they even
have a test that works.
Yeah, just so they can go back and say, well, this guy was doing it. This guy was doing it. I don't know. How long does HGH stay in your system? If they're doing game day testing, you think obviously it's in and out pretty fast.
Right.
So I don't have a problem with game day testing. Obviously, the players' union's going to. That's not going to work out.
I have a problem with storing the samples until you can.
Yeah, that's stupid.
It's kind of like.
So they even have a standard for testing.
Kind of like we don't have a standard for marijuana testing, but we're going to take all your urine and then
just
3
hold it in the
from
freezer.
now, 3 years from now, if we come up with a way to see if you were under the influence of marijuana, then we're going to put you in jail. You wouldn't like that, would you? No.
These players aren't going to like that.
No, of course not.
But HGH is a problem in all sports.
It's a big problem in the NFL. And for anybody out there that thinks there's not users in the NFL, stop it.
Oh, man. I heard, most of the team is using some type of human growth hormone type thing.
It helps you repair after injuries and stuff. And in a sport that has more injuries than any other American sport,
right,
you're going to use whatever advantage, especially when the life expectancy, the career expectancy is 3.5 years. You're going to use whatever means necessary to extend that career as long as you can. In a league where nothing is guaranteed, you could be the $10 million man that gets cut tomorrow and making nothing. Trust me, these guys are using whatever they can find to better their game.
Deer antler spray.
Doesn't matter. Whatever they can find. If cotton candy injected into the bloodstream through a hypodermic needle would help them,
exactly,
they would put cotton candy in a hypodermic needle and inject it in their bloodstream.
I like how they found out that the deer antler spray really doesn't do anything.
Nothing.
It's like,
except get the PGA suit.
An Olympic-sized pool, if you were to pour a shot of liquor in that,
right,
that's about how diluted.
No. If you were to pour a shot of liquor into an Olympic-sized swimming pool,
right,
then take a shot of that, that's how much deer antler spray you'd have in your system. So
barely any.
You take 1 2-ounce shot, pour it into an Olympic-sized swimming pool, mix it around, and then drink 1 shot of that water. How much of that 2-ounce shot of liquor you think you're gonna get?
I think you're gonna feel
trace amounts.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't really know that testing is not what needs. Testing definitely needs to be done. They need to clean up the game because, be honest, performance-enhancing drugs are a part of football. But where do you draw the line at performance-enhancing drugs? And I know HGH is bad and steroids are bad,
but you got to consider some of those drugs they give them in the locker room to get back on their feet.
Let's
to
put
be performance-enhancing.
Let's talk in all honesty. I, at 18 years old, did steroids and went from 197 pounds to 220 pounds. So it's not like I'm being holier than thou. But I was an 18-year-old kid that made decisions that most 18-year-olds would make because I was trying to play football. I wasn't hearing that it could shorten my lifespan, that it could do things to my liver, it could do things to my interior of my body. I knew it could make me bigger and I could play football. And that's what these guys are hearing.
Yeah.
They don't think about what's going to happen when they're 50 and their body's falling apart.
They got to make the team.
Right. So there's some testing that's got to be done to stop. They need to be saved from themselves. But don't team doctors need to stop giving Vicodin out like, Skittles?
Exactly.
Vicodin isn't Mentos, but it's handed out in the locker room like it is. Because you either hurt or you're injured. But if you're just hurting, here's a couple Vicodin. Take that. You can play. So where's performance enhancing? Where do you draw the line at what is and isn't performance enhancing? Is it what the player thinks will help him? That's performance enhancing. But what the team thinks will help him, is it performance enhancing?
I think to us, whatever the media tells us is a performance enhancing drug, that's what we say is a PED.
But they're all PEDs.
That's what I'm saying. Like you said, there's plenty of players who've come out and said, man, there's no way I could even walk. I went in the locker room, they shot me up with whatever, and here I am back out on the court again. Back on the field.
There are guys taking shots at halftime.
Right.
So they can come back out and play.
And if you're telling me that that's not a form of performance-enhancing drug.
Of course it is. That's performance capability drugs. Without it, they wouldn't be capable of performing.
And that's not even up for debate if that's a PED and if we should ban those things. That's not even
up for debate.
Going on.
And it's not even a performance enhancing, it's a performance capability.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't be capable of performing without that. So I think that's the slope. You got to realize where you're at on that slope and what's performance enhancing. Who gets to make the call on what's performance enhancing and what isn't. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little baseball.
And I got a really good
Miguel Cabrera out of control. And is it Super Bowl? Is the Super Bowl today? JJ told me the biggest football game of the year takes place today. I didn't realize it was Super Bowl, but maybe it's the Arena Bowl League or something. I don't know. We'll find out what JJ means after this time out on Buddy Saturday Sports Page, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase Pacific straight loan.
Mayday! Mayday! Our buyer blew it. He ordered 38 cars instead of 8. And now we have got way too much inventory.
Hey, this is Chris Spears from Prestige Auto Sales. I've got to sell these 30 cars extra fast. I'm going spastic, so I've got to do something drastic.
Qualified buyers with $5 down can drive a nicer, newer car today. Who knew $5 could get you a nicer, newer car?
Well, it can, because I'm in a jam.
Is bad credit causing you distress? My For the People credit approval process just may save the day. Get approved for a nicer, newer car you'll love. Mayday! Mayday! Get down to Prestige Auto Sales right away. The Mayday madness ends after we've cleared 37 cars.
My name is Chris Spears, and I'm a dealer for the people.
Visit Prestige Auto Sales or call 694-1234. See you at Prestige.
Hi, I'm Lisa Midget with Kinetic Motion Fitness, Ocala's premier small group and personal training fitness studio. Did you know you can achieve all your fitness goals, whether that's losing weight, getting fit, or training for a personal best, all with no membership fees? Have you ever been embarrassed or intimidated at a big gym because you're not a Greek god or a size 0 supermodel? Have you ever felt like your gym would rather you not even show up? At KMF, we have a team approach that focuses on small classes and personal training, and you'll feel like family, not just another number. No more boring treadmills or endless reps. Our classes are fun, energetic, and get you the results you want. And I should know, with the help of our great trainers, I lost over 100 pounds in 8 jean sizes, and I did it using no heavy equipment and no magic pills, just fun and effective workouts. And yes, I did say fun. Come join us at KMF. Visit our website at kmfocala.com or like us on Facebook. Again, that was kmfocala.com.
This is Don with ABC Fredericks Appliance. Here's my daughter, Lena.
And hey everybody, it's Lena. You need to come down to ABC Fredericks Appliance on County Road 25, just over the railroad tracks in Bellevue, where you are treated right with the right products like Whirlpool, Maytag, Crosley, and Speed Queen. These are the new ones. Don't forget, we also carry used appliances that we warranty. ABC Fredericks Appliance does repairs too. Call us at 629-5181. ABC Fredericks Appliance on County Road 25, just over the railroad tracks in Bellevue. It's at 629-5181.
News Talk 1370. WOCA invites you to discover your full business potential. News Talk Radio is the perfect environment for your advertising. WOCA's News Talk format pinpoints information-hungry, better educated, high-income adults. So use us to talk to them. Call 732-8000. 732-8000. We're Ocala News Talk Radio. News Talk 1370 WOCA.
We're back on Buddy's Saturday Sports Page. I'm your host, Tom Schmitz, along with J.J. LaSalva. Time to talk a little baseball, J.J., and what baseball conversation can get started without saying Miguel Cabrera is the best baseball player on the planet.
Easy.
Right now he's batting .388, .463 on-base percentage with a .691 slugging percentage. Last night he went 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a strikeout, in a 6-0 victory by the Tigers, who are 27-19, over the hapless Minnesota Twins at 18-27.
I think the Twins have lost 9 straight, I believe. Bad.
Also last night, the Nationals beat the Phillies 5-2. The Orioles beat the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays team, which is underperforming according to their payroll, 10-6.
Oh, there's 2 teams, the Dodgers and the Blue Jays.
The Dodgers are terrible.
Massive disappointment. And today, it comes out that the Dodgers
Don Mattingly's safe for now.
I don't believe that at all.
Anytime they say the manager's safe,
yeah,
that really means he's on his way out.
Exactly.
That's GM speak for he's unemployed soon.
They're 19-27. They spent $1 bazillion last offseason, and they're underperforming drastically. They're in dead last place. Mattingly, the fact that you have to come out and say that you have his back on May the 25th shows that he's not even going to make it to the All-Star break.
The Braves and the Mets, 5-5 in the ninth last night, postponed by rain. They'll try to pick it up today in the ninth. But here's the team that, to me, is amazing. 9-4 winners last night over the Tampa Bay Rays. Name me 3 players that are actively on the Yankees roster right now.
Robinson Cano.
And see how you had to think about it?
Curtis Granderson, who just got hurt. Mark Teixeira's back. Is he back?
I don't know. That's my point. The Yankees are the best team in baseball, and you have no idea who any of the kids are. That's an amazing job Joe Girardi's doing with the Yankees right now.
Well, you know Brett Gardner. And Vernon Wells is not a kid. Travis Hafner, not a kid. Ichiro, definitely not a kid. Adams, not sure who that is. Lau Overbay, not a kid. Jason Nix, not a kid. All these are just really old veterans.
That are just winning.
Yeah, somehow. They have great pitching. Yankees are always going to have pretty good pitching, but you expected their lineup to just be total crap up until they get all their stars back around the All-Star break.
And Granderson broke the knuckle on his left pinky finger last night.
They're 29-18. They're in first. I'm pretty sure they have the best record in baseball.
They do?
Very surprising what the Yankees are doing.
It's just amazing to me.
Joe Girardi, great job. Don Mattingly, not so great job. 2 former Yankees, right, going in opposite directions managerial-wise.
David Phelps. Who's that guy? Is that Michael's little brother?
No.
Is that his older brother? Who is that guy? He's 3-2, but last night he retired the first 13 batters he faced until James Loney hit a 1-out double in the 5th. James Loney, there's a guy that the Dodgers wish they had back.
James Loney's batting insane this year, actually. He has 347 average. Number 1 Dodger is batting 303.
Yeah.
Their home run leader is Carl Crawford with 5.
Exactly.
When Carl Crawford's leading your team in home runs 2 months into the season with 5, you know you got problems.
Last night, the Yankees ended Evan Longoria's career-best 16-game hitting streak. So the Yankees look like they're
Boston
the Yankees
in this too. Boston looks like they're the Red Sox. They're 1 game out. Like everybody thought the AL East is going to be up for grabs, but nobody expected the Yankees and the Red Sox to be number 1 and 2
The Red
right
Sox
now.
pitching has got to give up eventually. Lackey and those guys can't go the whole year.
Lackey's been playing really bad. He had a great outing last night, and he was quoted as saying, what? I used to be good at pitching one time. It's not always bad.
The Orioles, but let's just look at the East. The Yankees are at 29-17. You said,
right?
The Red Sox are
29-20.
29-20. The Orioles 26-22. The Rays 25-24. What's the thing there? 4 of the 5 teams over 500 in that division. You do not want to play in the American League East.
And all the pitching's great in the East. Tampa's got great pitching. The Yankees got great pitching. Boston has the best pitching. Buchholz right now, Cy Young Award
He's
winner.
a dirty
if
pitcher.
it ended right now.
He's a greaseball.
Whatever. John Lester, great pitcher. I think that the Red Sox are going to win this division. So it's very early in it.
It's very early in baseball. Looks like the Braves are the class of the National League. Just saying. Not that we're Braves fans or anything. And the American League looks like the Yankees, Red Sox, Rays, and Orioles are the class of that league. Unless you talk about the Tigers. Because the Tigers can play. JJ's Super Bowl today? Super Bowl.
Yes.
You said biggest football game of the year. So they've moved the Super Bowl to May. Who's playing, the 49ers and
This is the Super Bowl of the rest of the world. All right, this is the UEFA Champions League final today.
UEFA?
2:45 on Fox.
What is
American
UEFA?
Fox. Real Fox. UEFA is Europe. They're
Oh,
European,
so we're talking about football.
Yes. Big soccer game. Borussia Dortmund plays Bayern Munich. First ever all-German European
Who you going
final.
with?
I think Munich's going to win this. Bayern Munich's going to
Now, is it a one game or is it a 2
This
game
is one
aggregate?
game.
One game.
Winner take all. And if it's tied after extra time, penalty kicks.
Wow.
Which is the absolute worst
Worst way to do, worst way
to decide a winner. But that's what they do.
That's what they do. So, huge football game over in Europe today.
2:45, check it out. Fox.
2 German teams. Who's on the call? If Gus Johnson
he
can't do
is.
it,
Yeah.
can't do it. Sorry,
TV will be on mute.
can't do it. You'll be listening on the radio, right? You got ham radio. What do you call? Are you kidding me? Charlie Weiss made more than Brian Kelly, the actual coach at Notre Dame, from Notre Dame. Charlie Weiss, now the coach at Kansas, received a buyout that's close to $19 million. And in 2011, his payment just in 2011 was $2,054,744. Brian Kelly's was $1,088,179.
And they went on to
Jack Swarbrick, the athletic director, makes $1,085,000. He made more than Brian Kelly. Are you kidding me? Charlie Weiss made more than Brian Kelly, the actual coach at Notre Dame, and more than the athletic director at Notre Dame. And he was coaching at Kansas. No, actually, in 2011, he was at Florida coaching.
Yes.
Are you kidding me? This is why I like to pick on Notre Dame, because of dumb things like this. It shows that us Catholics have lots of money to waste when we can pay an egotistical gnat like Charlie Weiss more money than the actual coach at Notre Dame. Are you kidding me? For JJ LaSalva, I'm Tom Schmidt saying, have a great weekend, everybody.